I called one of my favorite Aquarians and I said, you want to go live today and talk about some things? And since he's an Aquarius, he said yes. And there's plenty to talk about, honey, because just in case you haven't heard, the Tonies are coming back together and they're going on tour this year. And it's so much excitement. And I said, we got to have Dwayne for a conversation. So I see that he's here with us. I'm going to give him a second to get in place because we're almost ready for you, Dwayne. Dwayne, he's got a different look too. Ladies, we're going to talk about this new look that he has because I got opinions on it. You know what I'm saying? Thank you so much for the love, family. Charles says you're killing it. Okay. He is the creative genius of the Bay Area. Be patient with me because I got to take my time. He's a creative genius of the Bay. Original founding member of Toni, the soundtrack to our lives, grown people. And at the same time, you know what I'm saying? We always see him in our community, you know, not just singing, not just performing, but giving back, creating community, and just being, he's one of our loves. We just talked about this off air. It's like you see him, and if you don't love him, I think you should check and see what's wrong with your vibration, okay? The one and only Dwayne Wiggins is here with me today.
You make me think like, who is she speaking about? Damn. Well, what an honor, though. It has been some great years, you know?
But that's wow. Okay. Maybe we should let people in on the conversation we just had, though. It's a situation where Bay Area community, we love each other so thoroughly and so wholly and so hard. Mm-hmm. It's just, I can't contain myself about how we love you and how much you mean to us. I don't have to even just say the Bay. It's really the world, Dwayne. It's the world.
You know what's so cool is that you're from New Orleans and you are so Bay. I've always just thought you had to be born in West Oakland. You know what I mean? For real talk. But no, it's really a trip because, I mean, even though it's been many years, we live in the moment so well. It's all one moment. You know what I mean? And it's the moment is continuing on. I dig it. I love this.
Okay, y'all gonna have to excuse us because this is Aquarius energy here. It's gonna get real intense.
Pretty much.
But that's what it is.
There won't be no cartwheels though. This young boy, you are cute. Just cute.
We might do a cartwheel, and you know I'm professional on the bottom and ratchet on the top today. So if I do a cartwheel, you know what I'm saying? It'll be we're gonna change the energy quite a bit. If I
may do a cart, but the wheel won't pop off. It'll be like put my arms up like he was about to. You see what I'm saying? Just that's enough.
Who'd you say the wheel gonna pop off?
That's I'll leave that alone. But no, I mean I've always enjoyed coming over there to KBLX in the morning and interviewing with you because I just knew I was, you know, first I'll rise up very early. That goes back to what we were talking about. I still work like I worked for Bank of America when I did. I still get up and grind like he's. But yeah, coming there, man, it was great energy to just share with you the conversations, and it was just, you know, so real, so transparent. So you say 20 years, I'm like, dang, it just really
goes by. Marley's almost 18, so that tells you right there.
Yeah. Well, yeah, right. Oh, yeah, that's enough right there. So it's at probably like 24 to me or something. You know what I mean? But really think about it. He feels like you had a 50-year impact on that station. They ain't even been around like that. So I'm just saying, you were right, man. Oh man, it was just Kev when he came out and hosted the KBLX Stone Soul. I wasn't there, but I was there mentally because I know every dimension of that venue and everybody that was there, Russ, Big Russ, and all of them. You know, I feel the energy, even though I'm not even in Oakland or Bay Area when stuff goes down. I could be where I could be in Atlanta, and I still feel like I still be checking, you know, the news out here. But that was special. Yeah, they brought back because he was a factor. You know what I mean? With KBLX, as such as yourself. When you said that, you know, you're no longer with them, I was like, well, I mean, even though you're not, it's like it almost would be like me saying I'm not with Toni and Toni, even though I'm doing something different. But no, you had such an impact
Thank
and
you.
still have with that in our whole community, the Bay Area, not just Oakland, the whole Bay Area. I mean, from here to Sacramento, San Jose, you use boots on the ground, and that's what I liked about you. We've done a lot of things behind the scenes that people don't know about. You know what I mean? And it really is what is the foundation of who we are. That's why we're still standing, loving it. Yeah. Follow your passion. You will never work a day in your life. That's the truth.
Yeah. Well, and I'm glad you put it like that.
Yes.
Again, when I literally this whole idea came together today, and Dwayne dropped some gems on me today that I felt like we needed to share with folks. If you are trying to reinvent yourself, recreate yourself or your career, or call yourself a creator, because that's the best word ever. I love that
Yes.
word is at the forefront of everything, like digital creator, and I'm a creator, I'm an artist.
Yes.
That's what we've always been, but somebody coined that term, and it's very genius that's what we get to say over and over again every day.
Yeah.
So we will talk more about it. As a matter of fact, we have a top 3 tips to create and recreate your life. So let's jump in with this tour, Dwayne, because I think I did some cartwheels. I did some cartwheels when I saw that it was a confirmation.
Yeah.
Hey Danielle, honey, how you doing? So we know that this has been a long time coming. I swear I've talked to you, I've talked to Raphael at different times throughout the years. And that's always the question. Yeah. When are the Tonies getting back together, the original Tonies? And how can we be down? So tell us the story about how it finally came together.
Well, I mean, it's been a long time coming. We've been talking about this over and over in different times, but you know, it goes back to the way things happened with us in '96 when we did the last album. Everybody's been doing projects that kind of like just it pulled us away from that, but everything happens for a reason. I always tell Raphael, you know, if we would have stayed in the same situation we were in '96, and you didn't go off and do a solo project, and I didn't go off and start producing Destiny Child and that and other, we would have never learned the game that we know today. You know,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That like him being able to produce and work with all those people and scoring all those are endeavors we would have had, but being locked and pigeonholed right into that with just that. That was the blessing, you know what I mean? He created, and it just shows that we were serious about this. He went off into his and created his own platform with his own, you know, his own brand, which is 100% what he was with Toni and is with Toni forever, here or not. But we just understood that we're not gonna ever stop. You know what I mean? And so the beauty of it is, when people would always ask me like, so when you guys gonna tour? And we had the tour that was the date that was supposed to happen. I remember the Coliseum, a lot of things happening, whatever. But I just went down to it to say, listen, I'm preserving the history of our group, Toni, and I bring a lot of people through the lens of Toni. A lot of people have had a platform based on what Raphael, I, and Tim started. And so it's going to happen in this right time. And that's basically when Raphael gets the time to come and focus on what it needs to be, because, you know, he's experienced a lot, knowing he's got a lot of game in this business. I'm his older brother, but you know, like I said, that next generation is always a lot sharper and stronger. And I can't wait to see what he's going to put together. He's running this one, and it's going to be a beautiful thing, because it's back to how we get down. You know, it's back to how we used to get down right in the living room, 3 of us, 3 energies, and then we go and put together the nice musicians that make it sound the way we need it to feel. You know what I mean? And then travel the world. And then give these people opportunities to see the world, so they can come back and hopefully take the information they got from working with us, you know, and bring up some other young artists or some inspiring, you know, person to be an engineer or some inspired to be a journalist, and understand how it all plays. Because me and you, even though we had never worked together, we worked together. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, take outside of KBLX and outside of Universal Records and whatever else, the way we got down with our community, we created our own platform simply because we respected our community, and our community respected us for that. That's pretty
Yeah.
much it.
Yeah. And so again, this is why anybody that knows me knows that you're one of my favorite people. And that's the reason I said I was going to save this for the end of the interview, but stuff happens when it happens. You again live in the moment. I like the way you said that one. And also, we create stuff together, and it's one conversation, one phone call. And usually when we have a phone call, we find that we're on the same wavelength anyway. It's like, we're coming. Yes, this is it. So, the creativeness, that inner child energy, the jumping up and down and cartwheels, and that fun, wonderful energy that keeps us all alive.
It breaks down. I mean, once you just enjoy yourselves like that, you break down the fact that we're here to speak about this function, that we're supporting this campaign and supporting this foundation. About, you break down all of that and you make it about, this is what we're supposed to do. It's not work. It's like, okay, we're playing our part in this deal.
We're here to do. When you say you're a creator, that's what you're getting downloads.
Yeah.
And the desires that you have for yourself, for your family, your community, they come through you. They come through, they download and come through you. So it's wonderful to just be in that creator space, and it's catching on so that everybody understands it's a thing to live in your passion. And it's scary. Don't get me wrong. It's scary. Because I mean, the whole conversation about, hey, what I'm doing right now, that's another conversation. But yeah, it's scary. But at the same time, things line up perfectly the way they're supposed to. Okay, so I see that everybody's saying, hey, when, where? Paramount? Is it
That's
the Paramount?
in November. Yeah, that's one of our, we're closing the tour out in Oakland, San Francisco, actually. But I don't know what day it is. It is in November, though.
Okay, I have it right here. So November 17th at the Masonic in San Francisco. November 15th, Paramount Theater in Oakland. If you want more information, go to ToniTonyTony.com.
Yeah.
And the entire tour schedule is there. Jessica says they just added a second show. I did see that. And it is it's a doable show. Some people, you go and it's like, okay, how can I afford to even go? Yeah. But it's a doable price for the tickets. That's the part that I loved. And it's in places, in places, in communities.
Yeah, it's in real communities. And it's a trip. I like the fact that I love the Paramount Theater. And that's because I'm one of those ones that I'll be in another country and I still be dialing up KTV YouTube channel 2 news and stuff. So I'm still, the Paramount Theater is just like, it's such a base for everybody. That's, I met Cap Calloway there years ago as a kid. Yeah, when they had the Black Filmmakers Hall of Fame and it was hosted there. But besides that, I'm a huge, tremendous fan of Frankie Beverly, not because of all the hype but back in those days in 83, 84, whatever, I used to attend every Frankie Beverly concert that came to the Paramount Theater. And I knew I wanted to be like that. It just so happened that he always came around Thanksgiving time, right? So that was on the agenda next year. You're going to go see Frankie Beverly. And that's when he was playing guitar. So I love that about him, because a lot of people don't know Frankie Beverly plays guitar. Them songs and all that. That was him playing whatever. Now he's got other guys doing it, enhancing, but they're getting such a platform that it's unbelievable to come through that brand and that lens. You know what I mean? But he showed me the consistency of how you have to come back to your community every year. You have to.
You do. Yes,
whether
you do.
You're getting on KBLX, and I love KBLX and every other platform that's given us an opportunity. But I know that the opportunity is take your ass straight to the people and don't stop.
That's it. I don't even know any other way to do it.
It shouldn't be. That's the only way. I mean, I like this social media and stuff, and I got 1 million followers, whatever. But I'm following the followers. Really, yeah. Let's do this.
But it's so true. Let me tell you something. We see everybody loved Michael Jackson. Everybody loved Prince.
Yes.
But it was almost like they had gotten so big, they were a fantasy. They were an untouchable fantasy. And You know, and I feel like,
yeah, I got what you're saying.
Yeah, so it's like we can still feel and touch and feel, you know what I'm saying? That you you know, the whole don't forget where you came from. That's not even what I mean. I just mean that we still see brothers, you know, that these could be our brothers, and we love them on a human level and not the fantasy level, you know.
Oh, yes.
So
Yeah,
I love that.
well, it was different for me when you say Michael Jackson and all that, because come on, I remember the first time seeing him on TV. So like it or not, he family. He don't know. He never knew. Like
He was, but it really spun out of control.
it spun out of control,
It spun
especially
out of
when he turned
control.
himself into another person like that,
Right.
right before our eyes, and shows the magical gifts of this melanin around this bitch. So, woo. But
Yeah, that's a
you tell
whole
me
nother
this.
conversation. Whole nother conversation.
No. Peep game, because he's just so sharp and so game infested to where people don't understand. He where he was from, that would be like saying that a motherfucker like me changed out of coming out of Oakland because I had a grip of money and said no. I may look and move another way, but I'll always be that person that came from the streets of the town. Michael Jackson came from a time that no matter how he looked, he didn't end up owning the Beatles catalog being a sucker. Okay, leave me alone. He took it for the team in major ways. I'm gonna leave it.
Okay.
So let's keep it moving. But when
Break
he
it down
passed
for
away,
us.
it was bigger than just the image. It was like he was family. We followed him when he had little shows with Ben Russell coming on and such. It's different, and yeah. So and Prince was different as well, because seeing him come on the scene and go that quick, that was. In high school for me, I always thought like I could play like Prince. I wanted to battle him. That's the Oakland way. That's probably why he liked Oakland so much too.
Oh, he did. He
Oh,
did.
yes, he did.
And let me pause for a second, and we're gonna take a quick poll. Right? I told you we were gonna do this. So, ladies, as you can see, Dwayne has a Marvin Gaye,
Oh my God.
what's going on, grown man, twinges of gray in the beard look right now.
Gratification of gentrification in the face. Look.
Okay, so what I told you before
The
we went
whites
live,
moving there, blacks moving out. Say it again.
I said, sir, do not touch that gray
Okay.
in that beard. Leave it alone. Ladies, type of one if you agree. Do not touch the gray in the beard. It looks good,
I tell you,
brother.
you caught me really uncensored raw, because I was out there actually cleaning up the backyard. And this is the rough, get your ass up, and it's dry. You need a little, a little olive oil or something in it. But I'm comfortable. Like I said, I never cut it since I left Ghana, and simply I just like, hey, you know what? Then I told you I saw that Teddy Pendergrass documentary, and I forgot about how so fly he was in the 70s with his whole look, and he was wearing capes that was rhinestoned out, but just a grown man up on that stage. I'm like, I think I want to rock my beard. When Raphael saw we took those photo shoots, I came out.
We like it.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Because I'm being me. One thou wow. Yeah.
You look just like Marvin Gaye right now. I mean, it's a good look. I would be your friend if I'm not telling you the truth.
No, I know you. Yeah, I understand you. You said it straight, and I appreciate that, though. Okay. Really. Yeah.
Okay.
This afternoon out here in California is 2:12, which is you're in New Orleans, so that means it's 4:12.
Yeah, I'm in New Orleans right now. Okay, so October 27th. Oh, no, I'm sorry. November 14th. That's the New Orleans date. November 14th, Paramount Theater. November 15th, Paramount Theater. And November 17th at the Masonic in San Francisco for my Bay Area folks. But okay, yeah, October 27th is the Orpheum Theater in New Orleans. You're going to Memphis, Atlanta, Jacksonville, Florida, Columbia, South Carolina, Greensboro, North Carolina, Detroit, Michigan, Chicago, Nashville, Louisville, Cleveland, Boston, Durham, New York, Philadelphia, Baltimore, Oxon Hill, Charlotte, Birmingham. So communities.
Yes.
Communities.
Communities, right. It's big. Now that I know how to move around on the road so well. And I don't have to, like, for the past, 20 something years, you know, when Raphael went solo, I've been moving around this unit and managing things 100%. That's a lot of different personalities. That's a lot of different, but also work with a lot of youth that taught me major patience.
Oh yeah.
So you see how I'm saying it's reciprocal. Me being able to develop and work with artists like Zendaya, you know, right in the living room like this. Like, if you can't get on like this right here, then stop trying to play with the game. And that's how I always feel about it. You know, Kaylani, who was with my son Dylan and Jaden's group Pop Life. You know what I mean? That whole, you know, I learned that from, you know, working with artists like the Destiny's Child and this, that, and other. So I know it's important for us to, you know, uphold this tradition to the next. So community is first. Whenever we're on the road, we usually get there a day in advance, and I'm sitting up in a hotel chilling, whatever else, going to the finest restaurants, you know, well, whatever. But I found a way to utilize my energy. If a day before, I'm usually going to plug up into something where I can go to maybe some school or some event and give some people some real game of how to, you know, the tools to get inside this business. Because it's not just about a record company. It's not all about just having a whole lot of likes. It's back to going back. I don't know if you ever seen that movie, The Green Book, but it's back to that style. Get your ass on the road, your car, you know, your production. Y'all go from city to city. I mean, leave here, hit Portland, Oregon, Seattle, hitting the small spots, because now you have the internet where 2 people can lead to 20 people, 2,000, to whatever, who, depending on what their out, you know, share capacity is. But we didn't have that. We had to take, like, if we on the road with NWA on the road and shit, you know how it could be something different. During the day, our label was real sharp, and this is where I learned from Ed Eckstein and his whole team of people at that small label. They would take us, after we did sound check at 12 or so, they would take us to the school, and it's usually in the area, let's say we in Detroit or Chicago, areas where motherfuckers really didn't want to be going, okay? Like Easy Eating wouldn't even come with the places we went, but we were so grimy and young from Oakland, but we was passionate about, we didn't care. So those schools allowed us to come in there to speak, but we wasn't just coming there playing our music. We came and talked about how we were able to not be distracted by the streets of Oakland and this, that, and the other, and follow up. So we were there as a testimony to that. So, and then we could perform right after, and that's how we were able to market Toni and Toni in a space that record labels cannot even legally promote. Because if they did, you know, Sony went on every goddamn school. If they could, they'd have billboards everywhere, Universal. But when I found that out and I learned that from Ed, I was like, oh, okay. So you see how Oakland became my breeding and training ground and grooming grounds for every artist I dealt with, and that includes Beyonce taking her to Jeffries and all of this type of stuff. Oh, I'm just saying, if you can't get it like this, fuck that, in my mind. You know what I mean?
And for the folks who maybe forgot or don't know, the biggest stars started with you. Beyonce.
I mean, they started with a lot of people, but I just happened to be able to give them some information that was very vital. And I mean, when I look and I see, you know, Gabby cutting up on that damn guitar on that strap, putting no egg up, I was like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? You got to take it.
I love it. Bro. I love it. It's like you're a spark. You're a spark.
Yes. And it's reciprocal. I get that energy. It makes me know that this is real. When I'm talking to you, I know this is real. That's all I'm saying. So when you hit me today, you just happened to get me at the right time. I was just, you know, finished cleaning up, and I'm 7 a.m. Just had me some coffee and awakening and baking. Sorry. My mind is on creatively, and it's a trip because, like, Jessica's on here, and I was just telling you that the fact that she is someone you guys have to get plugged, because we're doing some amazing things right now in Atlanta. I wanted to do this in Ghana, but things didn't work out right where I could really feel confident about what I was investing in. So I did it in a little area called Hampton, Georgia. And it's a ranch that we have, and it's going to be a retreat space and a grooming space for us, whether it's in music, tech, and definitely health. So that's what I want to talk to you about. And I think we can do some great things right now, especially the fact that we all have a brand and we're all seriously passionate about it. And we're about community. I know you're trying to tell me to move my body.
Yeah, let's get you in the center right here.
Okay, so
down a little bit. There you go.
Yeah, there you go. But so anyway.
Okay.
Not too long-winded, but let's
No, it's fine. This is an Aquarian energy type of situation. You know, it's we got lots of thoughts about lots of things.
Yeah.
So we have a little list for you, family, because we thought it was important to talk about the creative process. Now, if you might be one of those people who say, well, I'm not really a creative person. That's not true. We all have creativity.
Yeah.
And then there might be some folks who are watching and listening who are saying, you know what? I want to take the talents and skills and gifts that I have, and I want to create a different way of life.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, it's a conversation right now about how to be a creator. And so, like I said, I have a list here, and we kind of curated the list earlier today. And we said let's go ahead and put this out here because we really invented it like off the cuff. So first of all, we hustle for other people. We make other people's dreams come true. And us putting that energy into ourselves and our own dreams. That's number one. So this is what you told me earlier today. And it's true and genius. Hold on. Operate like a business. So that's a real one. And this is, I'm in the struggle right now.
Mm-hmm.
So like discipline yourself to get up in the morning and put that work in for yourself and on yourself. So talk a little bit about that part.
I mean, we look at ourselves. I worked. I'm an artist. I'm a musician that actually worked, not just saying worked on my guitar. But I've ever since I was 13, or actually even younger than that, 12. I've always had a job. I worked Oakland Post. That was my first paper route job back in the day, and I was very proud of that. I mean, still am, because that taught me consistency. You know what I mean? Car wash stuff, such and such, auctioneer stuff. That's where I got my taste for, Persian rugs and all this type of vintage rugs and all that type of stuff. And then working for Bank of America, working for Walgreens, when they put me in the liquor department, and I damn near stole everything in it. No, I'm just kidding. But a little bit, I ain't gonna lie. Then they put Nikki, not only the liquor department, they put me in the camera department. Do you know, me and my partner, the one I named Toni, was giving us parties and taking us some Polaroid shots and everything. Oh, come on. So anyways, but I learned how to. I learned a lot at Walgreens, and that was after I was working at Bank of America. And I worked for Bank of America 5 years. I'm just saying that to say, because even though I was working, I was always doing my passion. I was still hitting clubs at night and taking my guitar and making $50 a night, 100, whatever I can make, whatever to keep it moving. And but it came a chance for a time I realized that you got to follow your passion, and more than the job thing, but you got to operate like how you consistently get your ass on that bar and go to San Francisco, and
right.
You got to consistently do that for you. You the franchise now. You can't get too out of shape so that you getting sick and shit like that. That's what that goes to me talking about the road thing. I'm like, I got to start preparing for this road. I mean, even though I feel like my energy is definitely way over the top, and Raphael will tell you that shit. But I'm just saying that you got to be ready, because people think that touring is only about coming on the stage and performing. They would not understand the years and months of preparation that you have to make and organize and this, that, and the other, to where, musicians that show up and play. Now, that's a great part of the game. I'm not taking nothing off of it, but there's so much that goes on, especially when you own everything. And we own everything, our trademark and everything else. So that makes a difference. We ain't trying to look like no suckers out here. It ain't all about the big money. It's all about being consistent and representing your brand. And not just saying yo Toni, but when I say your brand, your people. We come up with, you say Marvin Gaye's and all that. I got dumb respect for them. And you know what I mean? Like respect beyond, because I know the other struggles they had to deal with, but I was one that could see those struggles. And I could see the bullshit, because I saw them. I saw things they had to go through with their mates and all that type of stuff when you lose things. And so I learned how to, hey, this is America. That's the reality of it. The racism part, I mean, I guess I wouldn't, I guess it didn't fuck with me as much as because everybody from Oakland was so confident about who they were.
Yeah.
You know, you can just brush it off, whatever, it is what it is. But then again, it's nonsense because that means you're getting, it's been like it's normal for people to come off like that.
Mhm.
And so anyway, I just say this to say that we're still able to do this, and it's a blessing. Since
Yeah.
everything we've been going through, woof, I tell you, I'm thankful. But yeah,
Well,
operate like a business, just like whoever you work for yourself harder.
yeah.
And then,
I'll tell you what he told me earlier today, because
yeah,
when we spoke earlier,
yeah,
you said you didn't know. We hadn't really talked,
yeah.
and I said I'm not at KBLX anymore, and you're like, wait, what? But what you told me a few minutes after that was, because the goal is for me to
You know,
build
I'm
my
like
own
Cody
platform.
BLX.
Yeah, you said act like you KBLX.
Yeah,
So, but that's the thing. We could have all the creativity in the world, and I know I got 100 ideas a minute.
yeah.
No joke.
Oh yeah.
Those ideas and that genius has to go inside some kind of container, and it's got to have a framework, and it's got to have a
Closure.
sequence.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got to have everything in order. And if you're that person, and because really I have to connect with other people who have the business acumen, the instincts that I don't have.
Mhm.
So the whole list is going to give you the whole story, but it's so important. You have to keep your eyes open and create the team or the circle of people that will push you further than you're going to push yourself.
Yeah. And it's got to be like a chain. Everybody's got to get pushed. Everybody's got to, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, and stop trying to do it all yourself.
Oh no, that's bullshit. If you ever find somebody saying they do it all themselves, high five their ass and walk away. All right. I'm
Well,
just saying.
yeah, it's careful. As soon as I make a phone call,
Yeah.
if you got the right people in your circle, you make that one phone call, you're going to relieve a lot of pressure. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I can help you, or let me take care of this, and let's form this partnership. So it's some real stuff, and I like to talk about that because after the pandemic, a lot of us are hardwired to self isolate, and not because, or maybe it's just me because I went through a little something.
It's good to have some space every now and then,
Oh
clear
yeah,
your mind and and look at things from the outside. Yeah, that's
yeah.
good.
So it's just a reminder, folks. We just have a top 3 ways to be in your creative genius. Oh, another Aquarian is in the building, Dwayne. D.
Who's that?
Chansonberry is here.
Oh, hello
Um,
there.
yeah, he's got some gray in his beard too. I don't know if you can see the picture.
I see. He got a little more than me.
He's an Aquarius. He got gray in his beard. He's a genius.
Okay,
You know
bro.
what I'm saying? All of my friends are super cool. I don't know if y'all
I
know
bet.
that.
Yeah. You say that. I know that's very true.
Okay, so number 2, we have a number 2 here. I made a whole list when we were talking this morning, so that we can kind of stay on track here. Hold on, my computer's being crazy. So number 1, operate like a business. Number 2 is an extension of number 1,
Yeah.
self-care. You better make your self-care a business too.
Yeah. Yeah. Pay attention to your body. Pay attention to, yeah, and stay active. You know what I mean? It's like I'm telling people now, man. I don't belong to a gym or anything, but I ride my bike, and that's just get my mind clear when I do that and stuff. But I realized when I had laid off of that for like almost 2 years and just being around here eating very well, celebrating very well, and then it's like, oh, my body was starting to feel different. Like,
Right.
what's up? We need to be moving. What's popping? So I had to get back on that. And I realized, all the stuff going to certain doctors, getting your man checkup stuff and all that. And they saying you cool and whatever. And I'm feeling like, no, it's something that's, and then they, first thing, prescribing you to these things, this, that, and other. And now Google is such a resource. You can find out, okay, what is this thing he's telling me to get? What's the source of that? What vegetable, what fruit is, So maybe I could up my game on that and still take me a couple of shots of gin, shit like that. But then, you know what I mean? You got to figure it out. You got to figure out who you are. Yeah, that's the health part to me. Is really listen to your body and listen to your mind and your spirit, and it's easy,
Yeah, self-care, some kind of movement.
Yep.
some sort of embodiment practice. It doesn't really matter what it is. Y'all know I love yoga. I love weights and kettlebells. I love all of that stuff. It
You
doesn't
still
matter
trying to roller
what
skate?
what's that?
Still trying to roller skate?
Trying to roller skate? Are you?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You coming at me?
Oh, remember the time we had the micro skating ring at the
Yes,
studio?
okay, I had forgotten about that. That was one of the creations. Where we were at
Remember
Yoshi's. We were at Yoshi's, and I leaned over and said, "What you doing for your birthday?" And that's that's how that party was born.
a micro skating party. That was it was about 15, 20. I mean, I was amazed at how many people had skates in the trunk of their car on the pop-ups there. I was like, we about to skate in. You got some skates? Yeah, I got some in the trunk. Oh, Kim. Yeah. I was like, whoa, Kim, yeah. That was
Yeah. That's the moment I knew you was really my friend, when I said, "Oh, I carry my skates in my trunk," and you said, "Me too."
Yep.
And that was a skate party in the making.
So man,
Okay.
it's all the things we did, coming up as a kid, get back to those and keep that incorporated in your life. That's what I love about it, I love going out there and being able to hoop a little bit. I ain't been able to play with my sons in a while. I think I can still kick their ass though. That's what's dope. I know
Well,
I still got, even as short as I am, don't write me off. Let me just tell you.
we didn't say anything. We didn't say anything.
I know you were looking like, well, every dude think they the shit on the court, right?
Well, why not? Why not? Okay, so number 3, fam, you got one more.
All
You
right,
got one more here. We got to talk about this one with the grown folks. Tools, technology, and a growth mindset.
Yeah.
Listen, because y'all know this is what I do. A lot of people might look and say, "I don't know how to do all this stuff that you do, Nikki." You're not doing the work. The tools are doing the work. The tools. Hold on a second. Let me show y'all something real quick.
Oh yeah, I got you.
The tools are doing the work. Y'all hear me tapping on the keyboard, right?
Yeah.
Y'all hear that? So the tools are doing the work.
Mm-hmm.
If you can put your fingers on a keyboard, that's all the tech you need, grown folks.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Can be. Yeah.
That's it. The technology is done for you. So you can always create a brand. You can create something that will fuel your business. You can do things like this live stream to promote yourself.
Oh, it's about ignorant though. It's about, come on, if you can type, oh yeah, but it's about to get AI, baby. So let me just let you know.
My goodness.
AI, we better turn it up, brothers and sisters. We better figure it out. How whatever's gonna happen in this world is gonna happen. All we got to do is figure out our part and stay focused and stop counting other people's dough, whoever the others are in your life.
And listen, the other thing is like, oh, AI is going to take your job. Listen now, AI will also enable you to create your own company, your own brand. It'll help you write when you say, "I don't know how to write." Listen, I ain't got to write nothing no more.
No, you just got to be creative. And
right.
say it to that thing.
I did a press release the other day, and I was like, I don't know how to write no press release. Okay, talk to text, chat, GPT. Write a press release about blank, 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 and blank. And it wrote the whole thing for me.
It's dangerous, right?
It is, and you can use it if you're very specific with your instructions.
I mean, dangerous in a good way.
Yes. It will give you good results that are at least a good starting point. You could add some extra flair on it. But if you have that growth mindset that we're talking about, you know what I'm saying?
Tools, technology, and growth mindset. Yeah. You know what the tools are? And this is what fucks us up. The tools are the capital. Let's start with that. We don't have the access to capital like that as much, so we have to be creative. It is what it is. So, okay, now we've been complaining, listen, and we got so much to fix that, and it won't happen in my lifetime, but I'm going to enjoy at least knowing that I was somebody that applied that energy to make that change. So I really want to be exposing people to, every time they come out with a format or something, stop acting like, well, we ain't gonna, we figure out how to include our asses in there.
We'll figure it out.
Go. You know what I mean? Let's go. What are we doing? We here forever. Ever. So
that's all growth mindset is. Let me sit with this and I will figure it out.
That's it.
And, you know, and asking the question, wait, what tool? Is there an app for it? Is there a site for it? Is there a platform for it? So like this that I'm using right now to go live, I use StreamYard, and I create all the graphics inside Canva. It's, to me, I can look at it and figure it out. And if not, you know, I'm a person who likes to teach people how to operate these things. So, you
just hit me the StreamYard. You see how I make conversation there? Now look, I just upped my game.
Right. Yeah. So it's, times are stranger, you know, they're strange times, but there are a lot of things that are a whole lot easier that we have not had access to, that we have access to now. Yeah. And it's important for us as creators to understand this. And when I say us and creators, I mean everybody.
Yes.
Because that's what we are. We are creators. Tell us a little bit more about your specific creative process, because I know, like you mentioned, you get up early, you have your coffee,
you do your, you know what I mean, whatever. I'll try and stretch as much as I can, because, you know what I mean, I'm not having my body froze up. That's all I'm saying. We gonna keep it moving, literally. That's my thing, is making sure I get up. You know, I know that when I get up, if I get up at 6, that's good time, because it's almost late, because 6 is 9 a.m. in New York. And when I talk about so I be on that one. I be on the fools and gone. I'm gonna hit their ass. I know it's the afternoon, but I'm gonna let them know when I'm coming back at this. You know, you gotta connect. You gotta stay connected, and that's the beauty of it. So my creative thing is being able to pass information. I love that. I'm always going to tour, so that's a natural given thing. I try and, but back to the main thing on the tour shit. I'm excited about that happening. Yeah. Because I know the opportunity that we are going to be able to deliver to a lot of artists out there by just seeing this style of music and performance is going to be something very rare. I grew up in the Bill Graham days, and I only know that type of stuff. I only saw Sly Stone rehearsing, Larry Graham rehearsing, and all that. So I only know that, and no one could ever see or feel that. So I'm one of those persons that's going to be some of that essence you feel through there. Then my brother's era, that's us watching even when Babyface was back with the deal and all of that. And that's what gave us song structure to certain songs like Whatever You Want and all that, is because of me feeling game from them. But before them was Roger Troutman, when he used to come to Lucky Lion, you know, and so we've seen some serious battles. So I'm excited about being able to pass information. And one thing I said, we say the 3 tools, I know it's like this. This is the order. Prep, execute, close the deal. That's what you got to learn. I show kids how to prep for the game. Execute, and I show your ass how to close the monkey deal. That's it. You know what I mean?
Say it again.
No, I'm just saying, I love doing that. I like passing that information. It's like giving a person the tool, like you said, or a weapon that a lot of people hold. Like, I love having that summer camp, because I was showing kids how to not just be up there playing guitar, but you know that little tech dude that's jumping on stage, and 9 times out of 10, or you see him on the concert, you see the crack of their ass showing, and they set up the guitar. That's called a guitar tech, and that man is making $300 to $500 a day doing that, just setting up the guitar and tuning it for that good Ernie Isley up there, or whoever you want to say. So I'm just showing them that there's so many dimensions of the game that they need to know at industry standard, that, hey, enjoy this business. Anyway,
that's amazing. So if you're just joining us, we're talking to the fabulous Dwayne Wiggins of Toni, the original Toni lineup back together for the Just Me and You tour. The tour marks a momentous homecoming as Raphael Sadiq, Dwayne Wiggins here, and Timothy Christian Riley perform as Toni for the first time in nearly 25 years.
Like 25 years, yeah. So I told Ray, I was like, you know, Ray is Raphael. I told him, like, boy, I'm so glad your ass is handling this shit, so I can sit back and do what I love to really do. And I always got his back. I mean, I'm that one that's, you know, but he a Taurus. So that Taurus and Aquarius together moving in the same direction is a force to be dealing with.
Oh, yes. So I hear about like Taurus, Aquarius partners
moving in the same direction.
Yeah.
with a cold force to deal with. I'm just gonna say.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
I
don't
love it.
sprinkle some Scorpio in there. Don't sprinkle some of that in there. Then it really gets.
Oh yeah.
Please.
Yeah.
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 I love it.
I was so the interview, I love the interview with Charlemagne and Raphael.
Oh
And
yeah.
yeah, and what he said, he said, y'all told the Tonies are our earth, wind, and fire. The earth, wind, and fire of our generation.
That's putting it on thick, and I love. I mean, I love.
Well, who else? Dwayne, who else?
Yeah,
Show
right.
me
'Cause we got
somebody
horns.
else that was the earth, wind, and fire of our
Right.
generation.
Earth and Fire had
Nobody.
horns and everything, and yeah. So you're right. Yeah.
You forget it. You can forget. I don't want to talk about nobody else but the Tonys.
But
That's it.
arrangement. Now we looked up to them, and we still do, and will forever. Of course. Yeah. We definitely.
But it shows though. It's the same kind of soul, the same kind of heart. It I don't even know how to describe the feeling. I have a vivid memory of being maybe 21 somewhere, whatever year, whatever you want was out. What year was that? Was that 90?
90. Yeah. 90.
90? Okay, so 20. I was 20. I just remember being in the mirror and whatever you want was on the radio. And I was really liking this dude. I was into this dude.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's
that makes me feel good because I wrote that on the fly. I was on my way to Alameda Beach. I was smobbing in my 65 drop top Mustang. I stopped by Carl's Pad, and he had a studio set up in his mom's attic. And I came by and he played that groove, and I sat there for a minute. And I was like, "Give me the mic," and I just spit it, and I left and went to the beach and acted the fool. But
that's an Aquarian quote right there. Give me the mic. That's what I tell people. Do you have the bullet points on this? Give me the mic and let it flow out. But let me finish that story. So I'm in the mirror and I'm into this dude. I was putting on my makeup, and words can't describe what that is when you say you're really into somebody, right? Yeah. That song are the words to when you are into somebody, the song, the vocals, everything about it speaks to that feeling, where I'm going to give you what you need. I can provide. Oh my gosh. It's heart chakra explosion.
Okay. It's a lot of elements in there. Like when you went, we always pull from groups that inspired us. Our older brother Randy and Albie Wiggins used to sing some of the Stylistics, Blue Magic, all that type of stuff. Growing up in the garage, and had their group, so that whatever you want, girl, I can provide. I get so let the sideshow begin. That was the inspiration from that. Yes, I'm sorry. There, I said it. No, we always pull from.
But y'all pull from the best, and
we pull from the best. That's the best way to put it.
You pull from the best, and you created. What's the word I'm looking for?
And Ray made me throw my name in there because I was being Mr. Humble. He's like, "Man, you just as sure as he sold it. He sold me on myself." Yeah. So
and you were so cute in the video. I mean, you cute now, but you were so cute in that video.
My rough on. Come on. I appreciate that I still have the same focus and the same passion that I had. I feel like we never got a chance to meet our mark because we didn't fall out of the industry like we weren't selling. We sold 1 million and we didn't tour. We just went on and started being creative, and the album just started doing its thing. And that's we just walked away from the industry, and I'm so glad the spirit, the universe made it happen, because they were like, if you don't, when you reach this years where we're right now looking at everything coming back to us, it wouldn't have been coming back.
It happened perfectly. It happened perfectly.
That's how God works. That's how God
works. And the thing is, I'm reading a book about shadow work.
Yes.
And the thing is, it tells us that our ego wants only good things. We only want good things to happen to us, but that's not how it works. Nope. You got to have painful things. It's like Frankie Beverly said, joy and pain, sunshine and rain. Where there's a flower, there's the sun and the rain.
Yeah.
So all of those things will make you blossom into your greatness.
Yeah.
So we are so happy
Yeah.
that this has come together right now. Toni,
Yeah.
Toni, the Just Me and You tour. Raphael, Dwayne, Timothy. First time in 25 years, we are so ready. I
want
know.
to invite you out to, personally, I want to invite you out to the retreat meeting we're going to have at the ranch in Hampton, Georgia.
Oh, I'm there.
So listen, though, okay, when we get off of here, we'll hit you on the direct, and we'll dial in. And,
Absolutely.
like I said, Jessica Holter has really been like the real force behind that energy in Atlanta, and I am enjoying myself totally.
Oh yeah, I see Jessica in the comments. She's been in the comments the whole time. Listen, this is anything that we create together.
Yes.
It is going to be big and powerful. And I like to have these conversations with people because, again, they see me interviewing all these great geniuses, and it's like there's creative genius, and there's always struggle behind it. There's always somebody pushing you. There's always self-doubt. Mm-hmm. So you have to work through it because, God is trying to pull the best out of you the best way. So I am so appreciative that you are not only this big, wonderful thing in the Bay and in the world, but that you're also, someone who is, toe to toe, eye to eye brother and part of our community that we can always reach out to. So if we see this in Dwayne, we have to see it in ourselves too. We have to see how big and wonderful we are.
Yes.
When we look in the mirror. So it's
still dope when we all get together. When we end up, together, that's when we're really powerful. Mm-hmm. When we in together loving each other, that's the bomb. It's nothing, man. I mean, I look at our crowds and I'm just blown away from the outfit. I've been moving around, the young brother Frank and Dyson, some cats that's I've been putting on stages for years. I got the opportunity to take them to Ghana and say, listen, let me see you play ball out here. And they fell right in with some dope producers on Afrobeat in 2018 and a whole bit. So that was ahead of the game. And they came back to the Bay Area with another vibe. And that all came through the lens of Toni, Toni, Toni. Hey, man, we got to pass the torch to the next generation. Bottom line. You know what I mean? Because they're going to have it. They're going to fix it. They got this.
And I love the current Tonies. I love all Dyson and
yeah.
Hey, listen.
Tim says, man, them boys serious. I was like, yeah, they serious. You know what I mean? And they up there, man, and they upholding the Toni legacy. And that's what's beautiful. But I go to places, man. I've been Memphis. I'm in Atlanta. I'll go to clubs and there's bands and they're getting it in like, oh, damn, that's us. So I'm honored, man.
Y'all sparked it. Yeah. Y'all sparked it. So so Dyson, we gotta send some love out to our Dyson and Frank Stickham. They're holding it down. You guys turned it out at the Lynx event.
Boy, that was so magical. We were levitating. That was not a party.
Yes, you were.
Levitation. That was 11.
Yes, you were. I mean, I was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So it was. It's
kidding the boss right now, and I'm like, this is going to be hot. I didn't even know. It's all family. It's all as it should be. Of one big community.
Yeah.
And we blessed that building.
Yes, you did.
Yeah. The Lynx.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Lynx. I'm just gonna say that.
So y'all already know we could probably talk for another hour or two, but I know Dwayne's got things to do. Jessica just posted for more information about Dwayne's community work in Georgia. Visit electricchurch.org. So, we've been shouting out the Bay, and y'all know I'm in New Orleans right now, but y'all already know this is a whole big hug because the Tonies reach all throughout the galaxy with their music and their message, and a lot of great work going on in a lot of communities. So Georgia,
we're right at home out there too. You know that. We're right at home out there in New Orleans.
Listen. So I know if you're thinking like I'm thinking, fam, you go see the Tonies in maybe 2-3 places or more.
Yes, pretty much.
That's what I'm gonna do personally. Maybe 3-4 places.
And I'm gonna have your back on that one.
I'm definitely coming through. Definitely coming through.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you so
Absolutely.
much. Charles says you guys take care. Thank you, Charles, for coming through and spending some time with us. Did you want to tell us about anything else before we wrapped up?
I just want to say, no, besides that, we have a ton of creative ideas, but we're going to start taking this energy that we've been doing in the Bay Area. We're going to share it out there and in Georgia, because there's a movement going on, and I feel like they need this experience as well. So send us some blessings. I'm sending them right back, and I look forward to seeing everybody on the road for life.
Absolutely,
Till the wheels
Toni.
fall off. Till the wheels fall off.
Absolutely,
Ooh.
absolutely. It's an eternal love, and I don't know anybody else who has this loving. You have the most loving spirit I've ever met. Anybody.
I appreciate you for that. I got a few new guitars that I'm gonna bring on the road. Look at this guitar. I want you to see this. Let me take this. This is the guitar lesson.
He's taking us with him.
That Earth, Wind, and Fire use for Keep Your Head to the Sky.
What?
Yeah. They use it in the studio. My buddy Lee Neal, works with them. He's a drum tech, and he hooked that up. But I'm just saying, this time on tour, we're gonna get a chance to let you really feel what the core of Toni on Toni.
Okay, we're looking at your figure now. Okay.
Oh, man, come on. Somebody was capping on us a lot, called us Unc Khan. Like Uncle Khan. It was a Khan tour. Like, you nuts.
It's so crazy. Okay, so yeah, we support. You will see probably the same faces in multiple cities, Dwayne, because we are here for this. Just me and you tour. The original Tonies coming back together. We appreciate you, and you just spending so much time with us, Dwayne. Toni for ToniToni.com for tickets.
That's it.
And that's it. Thank you so much.
I'm looking forward. Hey, thank you, Nikki. Caught me at the right time. Blessings. Blessings
back to you. Hold up. Let me cue up our special video here. Thank you, Dwayne. Thank you, fam. Y'all have a great rest of your day.
Peace.